Matthew chapter 18, verse 9, Jesus says to us, he says, "Again, I say to you that if two of you agree on earth concerning anything that they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven." How often do we just read over that verse and don't really think about what it says? Now, it's interesting. This word agree is an interesting word. It's symphonio. It's actually where we get our word for symphony. And again, to be harmonious is kind of a picture there, or in one accord, or to agree, to stipulate, even by contract. But there's an agreement there, and there needs to be that kind of a type of agreement between people. And you think of a symphony, and I don't know if you've ever listened to a symphony or went to hear an orchestra, but you sit there, and one of the things that's interesting is before they start the program, they sit there and they're tuning up and they're warming up and they're doing different things and tuning their instrument. And you know what? It sounds horrible because everybody's doing something different. I mean, but then they start playing. And it sounds incredible. What's the difference? Unity. Before they begin, they're all doing different stuff, different times, different levels. Then when they decide to come together, it's beautiful. How much we could learn from that. And also, think about this. Now, I thought about this today. If you think about the fact that moment, they're up there, they're all doing their own thing, and then the conductor gets their attention, tap, tap, tap. Now everybody's focused on him, and he's calling their attention to the sheet music for everybody, that while they're doing distinctly different things, it's all in the same purpose and passion. And it's a very beautiful thing. But imagine, if the percussionist walks over to the flautist, the flutist. You say flutist, it's flautist. But if I said flautist, y'all be, what's a flautist? The flutist, the person who plays the flute. The percussionist walks over, he's playing timpani, and he walks over to the flutist and says, really, to get a good tone out of that thing, you need to beat it with this stick, man. And the flutist would be like, yeah, okay, well, whatever. And then the flutist walks over to the violin player and goes, you know what, if you want to get a good tone out of that thing, you need to blow on it. And the violin's, okay. So, he walks over with his bow and hands it to the trombone player and says, hey, if you want to get a good tone out of it, you got to use the bow, man. That makes no sense. Why do we do that as Christians? Oh, and don't say that we don't, because we do. Oh, you need to do this like that. You need to pray like this. Well, why do I got to pray like that? Because that's the way I pray. You need to worship like this. Why? Because that's the way I worship. You need to hold your hands just like this, 45-degree angle, and in tense moments, lift. And then if you see somebody that's not worshiping like you, what do? I wonder why he doesn't have his hands raised. Fell into a little bit of sin this week, didn't we? That's why you're not holding your hands like me. See, unity is sameness and yet in diversity. Just like the symphony, just like, the orchestra.